First of all guys, these are the controls of the game and this is my controller. It's a bit bigger than expected, but let's start the game. In this game guys, we are gonna be playing as a female character called Lucy. She's just a little kid who is trying to get to the weather tower and it is a very long and dangerous journey, and she's gonna be facing different kinds of challenges from Mother Nature in the journey, eventually reaching the weather tower unharmed. The game starts with Lucy collecting everything she will need on her way to the weather tower, especially food, water, and then this jacket in case there is cold, this wooden instrument that helps us light fire, and of course the compass are two of the most important things in the game. We picked up the torch but we failed to pick up the music player because our bag was already full, so I tried to eat some of the food that I already collected. And of course guys, the map is the most important thing in this game, because the map shows us which direction we have to travel, and in this game our direction of the weather tower is at the southwest region. I took out my compass immediately and figured out which direction I have to travel, closed the compass, went closer to the window, and I noticed it started to snow outside. I went outside and I saw it was snowing heavily, and not only that guys, the winds were extremely strong. I went inside, closed the door behind me and started preparing for a cold snowy winter night. I started collecting all the paper so that it will be easier for me to light a fire, and after that I decided to finally stand closer to the stove to keep myself warm. The glasses of the window started breaking because of those cold strong winds, and my body temperature was dropping rapidly. With the roof failing to stop the snowfalls, surviving became a challenge. Soon the storm faded away and we started our journey towards the weather tower. I opened the door, jumped over the fence and started my legendary journey towards the world of uncertain, towards the weather tower. It's a cold winter night and I am the only living creature in this world traveling the distance, walking through this dense forest in the middle of the night. I was having those goosebumps. I was having those eerie feelings. I felt like someone was following me. I felt like a creature, a wild creature is following me at a distance. But I kept on going, focused towards the southwest corner of this world, excited but scared. And as I started progressing, the night disappeared. The sun was coming out. I took out my compass, trying to figure out the direction, running, walking, jumping through those stony mountains, trying to find a house, trying to find a shelter before the next disaster strikes. It was really foggy. It was very difficult to spot a house. I was tired, but there was no shelter in sight. I paused for a moment, took out my water bottle and started drinking water. But all of a sudden guys, it looks like I got diarrhea. Lucy with diarrhea started moaning and walking around helplessly, doing like what the hell is the sound effect? Soon I came across these big chunks of rocks and it feels like I have come closer to a river. The waterlogged mud was slowing me down, but I somehow kept on going, climbing those big rocks, eventually reaching the waterbed, and that is the river that I kinda spotted in the map when I started the journey towards the weather tower. I dived in the water without a second thought and started swimming across the river. I took out the map to confirm my location and started drinking water because my stamina and strength were really down. The sun finally came out and the riverbed was looking really beautiful. It was giving me a sense of peace and calm. I was struggling to climb up the slippery rocks, so I started swimming again to find a better spot to climb up and reach the land again. And finally, I was successful. I climbed up this rock with the water bottle in my hands, and this was a very big rock that I climbed, and I'm so proud of myself. And look at the beautiful scenery. The forest restarts, but I am excited. The sun is motivating and the compass is out. It's guiding me towards the weather tower. And Lucy the explorer continues her journey through this beautiful forest. She keeps on going, walking, mesmerized by the beauty of Mother Nature. And the journey takes me to the most beautiful place on this map. This is just beautiful. peaceful. This is paradise. I wish to be here for the rest of the game. I wish to be a part of this game for the rest of my life. I wish to be in this place in real life. This is just beautiful. This is the most beautiful place I have ever seen in my entire life. I don't want to go to the weather tower anymore. I just want to spend my entire life in this beautiful place. If I die, so be it. I just want to die here. And after running through the golden grass for a while, I finally found shelter. I was excited. Finally, I could get some rest and maybe some food and water. I was in desperate need of water because my water broke. Water bottle broke. But there is no way this broken wooden house would have provided me shelter for the rest of the day. I went outside, took a final look at the beautiful land and started traveling towards my destination. The temperature started dropping rapidly. I had to find a house. I had to find a shelter before I die. And then I finally found a house. I finally found a place to stay. I went inside and prepared myself for another long, cold winter night. But before that, I had to make sure that this house was not preoccupied. After all, I didn't want to die being misunderstood as an intruder. I went outside to do one final inspection. The snow started falling. The temperature was dropping rapidly, and by the morning, the entire ground was covered with snow. I was shivering in cold, but after 2 days, the sky cleared out, the snow disappeared. I jumped out of the cabin and started moving towards my destination. The sun finally came out after 2 days as I go past this beautiful forest on a rocky mountain, one step closer to the weather tower. I decided to take a little break to have some food and then continued my journey. I had to find a shelter, and lucky enough, I found a house in the middle of the forest. I'm gonna be spending the entire night here. As the sun slowly disappears behind the horizon, the temperature drops and the battle with cold starts. I had to build a fire to survive, but that was definitely not one of my skill sets. I struggled a lot. Finally, I decided to put a paper in, a very dry paper in, and I tried one more time, and this time it was a success. The paper caught fire and eventually the wood, and that is how I managed to survive the entire night. As the night passed by, I finally decided to come out of the cabin. I could see the sunlight coming through the clouds, and I knew I could not waste any more time. I had to start my journey again. And this decision of continuing my journey kinda costed me dearly. The weather was unpredictable, and as I moved forward, the temperature dropped rapidly. I struggled to find my next shelter. I wandered around. The climate was foggy. I could not see far. Soon, the sun disappeared. The temperature dropped rapidly. I had no food, no water, and struggling for every breath. I could feel the end was near. I had to find a shelter. I was desperate. I had to survive. I had come this far. The weather tower is not far away, and I had to survive. I cannot give up. But night in this forest is really scary. The darkness consumes you. The torchlight was not going far. My last chance of survival was to light a fire in the middle of the forest. But the papers were soaked. Alas, I knew this was the end of me. I stood there waiting for death, and it finally came.